Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 292, coming at you again virtually. I had a lot of shit going on, but I appreciate Matt accommodating. Do the virtual thing. We'll be back together next week, hopefully, as long as you don't have anything. I think I'm good.
Again, I don't mind the virtual stuff because we can do like more things. I lose the soundboard just because but with the websites and stuff like that, can always do that. Can always set it up that way.
Yeah, we could.
There's pluses.
It does give us more capability. Yeah, there's pluses.
Different capabilities.
I think people like the in-persons better. Our viewers.
Yeah, if they don't like it or if they do like it, that's good. Either way, just like something.
Like something. That's good. That's a good thing to say. Like something. Just make a decision, Be a person who has opinions.
Be of conversational value.
There's always, the thing that people have the least opinions about is food. When you say, what do you want for lunch? No, opinions about food itself? Yes, obviously, tons of opinions. But where to eat? That's the thing I find the hardest.
I see where you're going with this because I was going to go to the couples thing too. Like, what do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? And like these, like Dinks especially ran into this last weekend. Listening to what Dinks were going to have, they don't have kids. They're just satiating two different people. Oh, and then they do the rundown. Oh, we had sushi that day. We had Guatemalan that day. Oh, well, I'm feeling like it's interesting because you and I are like kids. It's just like get calories into their mouths.
Yeah. Well, that used to be how it is. So we get a lot of dinosaur chicken nuggets and stuff. But now
kids' food is so delicious.
I have a junior in high school, which is fucking crazy, and he's trying to bulk up. So we're really meal planning with him, which takes a lot. There's more effort going into his diet than my own. So that's kind of crazy. And then a lot of times we'll eat separately. The kids are going out, hanging out with their friends. Katie and I are at home, just like hungry at 5:30, 6 o'clock.
It's super late. That's bedtime.
Yeah, for you. I don't know. We usually eat dinner pretty late, especially during baseball season. We don't eat till like 8 or 9.
You guys are like that the Spanish family that has dinner at 11 p.m.
Yes, that's the perfect time to eat dinner.
It's so. I mean,
that's way too late. 11 is too late.
Like when I was in my 20s or whatever, and you're having like fourth meal, Taco Bell.
Meal. The fourth meal or second dinner, as we like to call it, is perfect when you're in an all-inclusive resort, which is what we did in Mexico. Second dinner, constantly.
It's all about vacations and all-inclusives. We'll get to the beer, I promise that. Vacation. We just unpack these little treasure troves of comments. I'm cognizant now, going on a cruise this next year. I'm cognizant now. I'm going to be I can't outwork what I eat now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's all like nailing it where I can. Like the breakfast buffet is where I kill, and I can't do that. Like dinner or whatever. It's going to be, ordering many different things from the menu. But breakfast is where I'm going to have to, like what I do around here, because I don't normal day, I don't eat till about 1:30.
Yeah. So this is a good conversation for us to have. I'm going on a cruise in February. I have so many questions. My mom thinks that I'm basically underselling it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's going to be fun, but not.
It is going to be fun,
but not incredible. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm going to have a miserable time. I think I'm just going to have a fine time, and that going on a cruise will not make me want to go on more cruises.
Yeah, I'm with you.
She thinks that I will want to go. Now, Mexico, that made me want to go back to Mexico. That vacation was incredible.
Is your cruise going to Mexico?
It is. It's going to go to Mexico and Honduras and Ecuador.
So, you're going through the Panama Canal?
Maybe I have the countries Honduras. Ecuador.
Yeah.
Is it
come on, map nerd. No way.
No, I don't know where. I'm getting something in Central America wrong.
Yeah, Ecuador's in South America.
Uruguay. We're going to Uruguay.
Whoa! No, you're going. No, that's even further away.
Let me think. I don't know. There's a.
That's like a 3-week cruise.
Now I gotta look.
Holy buckets! Mexico. I'm going to
It's a
Mexico,
one-week
Honduras,
cruise.
and Uruguay.
Honduras for sure. What am I missing here?
Yeah, you're
didn't,
probably you're going to Roatan,
God, I should have never brought it up.
which is the island. Yeah, this is my strength. Now I'm
Yeah.
curious.
This is the thing I always joke about with my dad. He's always like, "What's the capital of blah blah blah?" I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. That's not
You're
what
probably going to
they don't
Belize.
You
You're
don't
probably
just sit there and they point at
Belize.
all the countries like with
You're
a
probably going to
pointer,
Mexico.
like
Mexico,
you know, here's
Belize, and
this.
Roatan. You're doing a Western Caribbean cruise. That's the
Belize.
worst
Yeah, we're
part.
going to Belize.
Yeah, beer podcast. That's the worst part about going to all those places because El Caribe is like the best. Like when you do your excursions, like terrible beer selection that part of the world.
Well,
Like
that's unfortunate.
I lucked out with the Caymans because there's craft brewers, but not so much. I mean, the nice thing is Roatan is gorgeous. Belize, the official language is English, so you don't have to smarten yourself up on anywhere. And then Mexico, just don't get your picture taken by anyone. Boom. There's your
I've been to
track.
Mexico. Been to Mexico. That one, yeah, the picture taking thing, I hate that shit. See, this is another reason why I'm skittish about cruises, because everyone who likes cruises is so fanatically enthusiastic about, like, you literally know the route of the cruise I'm on. I don't know how common.
Well, I just know where
some of these
I just know where countries are. We're going to Mozambique.
It sounds like you know where the cruises go, but and where countries are.
Yeah, well, that's why
Belize,
it's like
Belize and Honduras.
Yeah, if you're going to Ecuador, you're going through the Panama Canal. I go, I love it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, actually.
They do 10-day cruises where you can do both oceans.
Cozumel, Roatan, Belize City, Costa Maya, and Tampa.
There's a pirate ship on when you go to Belize. It's a pirate cruise. That's a lot of fun. A lot of rum punch. High recommend.
All right, that's an excursion. That's separate.
Excursion, yeah.
All right, I will take that recommendation. Are there any baseball card excursions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in that part of the world. Well, yeah. I mean, those aren't really bastions of baseball. But like, if you go to the Dominican, you can go to,
That's
you know, if you go to the Winter League and stuff, you can go to a couple of different games down there for dirt cheap.
That's true. Yeah, probably for dirt.
For if you'll be sitting, you'll be sitting on dirt.
That's true. All right. Yeah. So now that we've settled on that, I'm going through the Panama Canal twice.
That's awesome. I want to. It's expensive.
On a tube. Are there cruises that go through there? I would guess no.
There are. Yeah. It's a 10-day cruise. You go to the Pacific and then you come back.
Okay.
The cheapest.
I've been to the Pacific.
The cheapest fare of all time going through the Panama Canal was like 54 cents. It was done by a swimmer. He still had to pay the toll.
I was going to ask. Yeah, you could be a merchant marine and probably get paid. But that would require you to work.
Yeah. But they're on a ship.
Yeah,
so they pay by the yeah.
So did he go through all of the
locks?
All the locks and stuff? Yeah, that's cool. As a swimmer, damn, that would have been crazy.
I think it was 54 cents.
It's a lot of waiting.
Let me check myself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, as they say. So while you check that, I will talk about the first beer, which I think. Now the order of this is a tough one. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
But I think I want to do the IPA first.
36 cents. Sorry, I lied.
36 cents. That's even better. 36 cents. Did he have it on him, or did he need to do an IOU?
It was 1928, so I'm going to say he PayPal'd him. Which, by the way, I've got a lot of shit. Is PayPal chuggy? Is PayPal like the old person's?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I was trying to defend it. I go, it works. Why? And people are like, I do Venmo.
Well, PayPal, Venmo is definitely the current cool pay way. But PayPal also updated their terms of service to include like freezes on your account for activity that they deem inappropriate. And that does not just include on your PayPal account. Like if you're somehow, I don't know how they do it, probably through data that they're stealing from your phone.
Yeah.
Like if you say something on social media that they disagree with. Not that they disagree with. I mean, like Democrat, Republican. I mean, like, I'm going to kill people.
Yeah.
Then they
like
can freeze your account.
like
Which to
ketchup
me
is the worst
seems,
condiment, and they're like big ketchup.
yeah,
They're like
that
the
seems
Heinz
like an
family.
overreach. Yeah, exactly. So some people moved away because of that. I didn't. I have them all. Why not just have them all readily available? But Venmo's the cool way right now. And my bank uses one, a
Zelle.
different one. Zelle, yes, Zelle.
Yeah.
You got
Zelle's the best.
Zelle's the best?
That's my
I don't know
favorite,
what's
but
the
a
best.
lot of people don't have banks that use Zelle.
I don't know what's the best and what attributes I would need to consider to have it one beat the other one.
Yeah, I don't know
Other
the
than
max
terms
or
of
whatever.
service that don't cut my account off by saying
It
something.
just I don't know. I've just used Zelle and PayPal, and then the first time I did Venmo was I was in Africa and I was buying a T-shirt, and somebody's like, "I only accept Venmo."
I do like the ability to tap phones, like so you can tap to pay at most gas stations and stuff. But there's some apps that allow you to transfer via tap. I think Zelle's one of them. That I like. Because I like
You're
if I need to pay my mom for like cruise tickets, I can just transfer that money via tap, not have to put in a bunch of routing numbers and shit.
Is she taking all the points?
Probably. I don't know.
What? Like you didn't pay with your credit card is what I'm saying? I'm after the points.
Well,
I'm
paying for our family, but
okay.
I don't. She can have the points if she wants them. What the fuck does that do for me?
Well, you said you were paying her. Like she bought $10,000.
No. I was just using that as an example.
Oh,
I'm going through like her and my sister's travel agent, but I'm gonna pay myself.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I get you.
I don't know what the points do, but I don't need them. Mom
No,
can
like
have them.
cash back points, not cruise points.
Cash back points. Those I want for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. I think I won't. I'll only get like 1 or 2% for that.
Yeah,
because they're not one of the approved 3%ers. All right, we're going with Nightmare Brewing. Now, every time I've bought a Nightmare beer, it's been because the ingredients were interesting. I think the first time I bought like a rice IPA, the very first time. Then the second time was a can art. In that case, it was a can art. It was the guy whose like face was being ripped off, and you could see the skeleton.
Yeah.
And this one is back because of the ingredients. This is a sour IPA, soured on pineapple, and I know for you specifically coconut, but I'm hoping that with this next ingredient, it will cancel it out. The Moroccan mint.
I didn't know there was coconut in it. I got to pineapple. I was like, all right, I'm down. I saw sour, and I saw sour because it doesn't look like a sour can. 3 types of hops: Sabro, Kohatu, and Cashmere. But it does have coconut, pineapple, and mint. But it's a sour IPA. I'm like, there's like a lot going on, so I bought it for that. And the can art, as usual with Nightmare, is fucking awesome. So we're gonna try this as the first one. Hopefully, it doesn't fuck up the second beer. That's what I wrote down. I wrote this one first, so I didn't know where you were gonna go, but.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I had another accident this weekend where a beer went, so I was like, I'm just gonna turn away every time.
Oh, interesting. So Nightmare Brewing, we've talked about them before. This is the 3rd beer by them, I believe, that we're doing. And they are out of I forgot. I had it. They're out of man, their font sucks. Nightmare Brewing, Great South Bay Brewery, Bayshore, North Dakota. I don't know. That font sucks. Let me just look on their website, which I did already have pulled up. So that's good.
New York.
Man, that font is hard to read on the can.
Even their website.
Yeah, their website uses a similar font. Bringing together ingredients, death metal, and our horrific history into a cohesive liquid experience. They do win awards, but one of the things I like most is they have a rotating number of pictures there underneath that award, and one of them is that right there. That's pretty awesome. A bloody vat. I
agree with you. Their font choice in weird places is kind of it makes you stare at the can longer, but people want to like absorb a lot more, a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a stylistic choice. I do like, best new brewer in New York because they're relatively new to the scene in the New York area.
Yeah, and they're catching my attention with their can art, and their distribution's obviously good because I buy this at Arrow at in Ohio here. So it's like, and they have them lined up on the top shelf there with 4 or 5 other Nightmare Brewing beers. So they're getting here. I wonder what the brewery's like. This reminds me a lot of shit. What is the name of that one in North Carolina? The metal one. It's less Three Floyds and more. I feel like it's
Stev is hollering at his computer
yeah,
right
I know.
now. I just saw him Friday too, or Thursday.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, Stacy. He just swung by my my desk.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How's he doing?
He's doing quite well. His hair is very short, but this is the one thing I will say about Nightmare. Very distinctive can. I knew immediately. Yes. JT did some beer mail for me yesterday. I knew as soon as I brought this can up. In no way did I think that this was going to be a sour IPA. I didn't even realize it was a sour IPA until I did my pre-notes. And then I saw the pineapple, but I was like, it's so stylistically busy, but everything means something.
Everything does mean something. Burial's the brewery I was thinking about. This reminds me more of Burial than Three Floyds, even though Three Floyds art has a lot of parallels with this, whereas Burial's more about like the mysterious. They have like a metal theme, and then the names are all insane, like the excommunication of some other, 3 other long words.
Yeah. I forget which one has defenestration. It's either this one or Burial. Like I'm going through their other. We did the last time we did Nightmare. We went through like their names.
This one's called Gunga Rao, RAO. So GUNGA space RAO.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means. I'm gonna Google it.
This one has the defenestration of Prague, which Bamboo Torture is the one that JT did, the last one. Which we again a hearty 9.6 IPA. I love that sour IPAs are coming back.
By the way,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my Skype instead. Oh, yeah, I'm sharing my share.
Gunga Rao is an execution by elephant. Is a method. This is awesome. So that explains the can art. Execution by elephant or Gunga Rao is a method of capital punishment in South and Northeast Asia or Southeast Asia, particularly in India, where Asian elephants were used to crush, dismember, or torture captives during public executions. Amazing. And they remember, because elephants remember.
They do, and they mourn their dead.
They do. Elephants are cool. Man, that makes the can art badass.
As we're in our 7th year, JT, again, cheers.
I watched
7 years.
Cheers to 7.
JT sent me a novel of a text message. He broke it into thoughts, but that's something that I will say for 7 years, JT's been consistent on, even predating the BCP, with his love of elephants.
Oh, have I? I know Tusker was something I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like I established these communication rules with the rest of the earth, except Matt. I have different rules for communication, but I did apply them to you this weekend by giving you a long text message that you said should have been an email. But you know what it is, and I realize and recognize this is that I have now forgotten the complications of communicating with the outside world from work, like you had. Whereas, because now I sit at my desk, I have my phone, I actually check my email less than anything, my personal email. Check my text, I check my work email. Whereas before, I would check my personal email like texts, because it's what I had all day at work.
My thing and why I'm such a weirdo, one of the many reasons, is because I'm super long-winded. So like you put like 17 conversational launching points in that text.
I did.
And like, I was like, I almost thought that I was like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to type it out in the email, and then I'm going to respond to it.
You could copy and paste it in there.
I almost, well, no, I would have just typed it out.
Don't type it out. That would be horrible.
I almost did, but then
I'll just send it to your email next time.
No, we got it figured out. But I was like, I was like, and how an Android does it is, when you get to the 14th page of the text, it says view more or view all. So then you have to click on that, and then
iPhone does that too. I had to send my son's coach a really long message this weekend, and I did that. It's the first time in a long time it's done that. But all right, Death by Elephant, Gunga Rao, Nightmare. Obviously you give your thoughts first, but I just want to repeat that. So go ahead.
I'm glad that you're affording me the opportunity to give my thoughts, because I have thoughts about this beer.
Good.
This beer is in the top 5 beers of all time that don't taste like they're alcohol, either one way or the other. You could tell me that this beer is a 4%, and this beer is an 8.3. It doesn't.
Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't say it.
It is crushable. This is the only thing that I'm going to retard my score on this beer is I get hairspray. I get like some sort of like obnoxious aerosolized something. I don't know what but it's super close to being there. Thank God the coconut's not there. I don't feel like this could be a substitute for sunscreen. I don't feel like JT could have poured this on him and it would have saved him from the blistering sun that he apparently experienced when he was in Oklahoma or at baseball events. This beer is close. And as I was saying earlier during my preamble, I've had a couple of sour IPAs in the last couple of weeks. I love that they're coming back. It's just like they're rearing their head again. I bought some and I was going to keister them, and then my fridge was aligned and I'm trying to put holes in my sorry, Stacey, trying to put holes in my fridge. Off the top rope, this is a strong 4.5. It would be a 4.75 if it got rid of like that hairspray or that there's something chemical about it. The chemicals between us, JT.
The chemicals between us. Did you watch the I have not watched it, but apparently it's high definition audio on YouTube. The Deftones full Lollapalooza set has been posted, and I believe the audio is through the mixing board, so you get a better live experience. So just as a musical note to you, note that while I talk about the beer. This is the Can Art Boner segment, as we do, where we talk about the can art. So Death by Elephant, I mean, there's so much going on here. I recommend you go online and look at this can art in a flat, image, because me spinning it doesn't do it justice. There's blood. There's a individual being crushed at the bottom. There's an elephant crushing him. The elephant has like jewelry, piercings. It's got knives coming out of its toenails right there. It's got, it's obviously a captive elephant. There's just so much going on here. This can art is fucking awesome. It is, let me see if I thought I saw the artist, but maybe not. And then as they did last time, re-fucking cycle, which is awesome. So it's just great can art. I love it. This Nightmare Brewing stuff is the thing about Nightmare is that the gimmick of the can art isn't a gimmick. They let the beer name and the can art actually make sense, which a lot of beers don't these days. And the can art doesn't sell the beer. The beer sells the beer, and that's what's really interesting. A lot of beers that have really cool can art, like the Brown Note, for example, which was I know it's on the tip of my tongue. Was that Half Acre?
No,
that was I'll remember. But that can art was awesome and hilarious. But I remember the beer was like, I don't know, average 3.0, 2.5, somewhere in there. So definitely appreciate that the can art is phenomenal. The beer is phenomenal. The ingredients are interesting. This beer makes you want to buy it. You see it and you want to buy it. So I did. That's the can art boner segment. Against the grain. That's it. Yep. Brown note. I don't know why I said half acre. I should have known that off the top of my head. So that is that one was, I don't think was that great of a beer, but the can art made me buy it. Whereas this one, great beer. I'm also at a 4.5 to come off the top rope. What I don't get the chemicals. I just think that, like, based on all those flavors mixing together, it's the maximum score I could really give this. The best. I think that this is the best execution you could have with these ingredients.
Interesting.
I don't know that you could get it to a 5 on my palate, just because those ingredients don't equate to a 5. The sour IPA is phenomenal, that flavor, and I will say that this beer, for all of the different ingredients it has, is actually executed superbly in a way that I can pick out everything but the coconut. Like you said, I don't get the coconut almost at all, or I don't actually get the coconut.
Get out of here.
But what I think is happening with the coconut, if I had to guess, it's a little bit, and it's probably not fresh. Maybe it's that shredded, dried up coconut that you get in a bag, and maybe they added it just for a small, the gastronomy effect. I think it's mixing with the mint, and what it's doing on my palate, at least, is it's creating kind of a chalky breath. It's not dusty like chalk would be, but when I breathe out, it's almost as if like I've had like one of those candy cigarettes that it's like a chalky hard candy that or a
explain to Chuggalos Steb what a candy cigarette is. There's no way he knows.
Oh, he knows that dude. So he's like he knows, but his peers probably don't. Candy cigarette is literally a cigarette that's made up of like a chalky hard candy. Different flavors. They're wrapped in paper, and that paper and the candy is coated in a dust. So when you pretend to smoke, but you blow out, don't inhale. When you do that with the cigarette with the paper still on it, it looks like there's smoke coming out of it.
The beauty is those candy cigarettes, they still make them. We were at 2 different candy shops when we were on vacation, and Stacy picked them up, and she goes, "Should we?" And I was like, "Oh, that's your call." And she put them back down.
I probably have Stacey. Some. I bought some at a candy store similarly.
What a gimmick.
Because I saw them just to keep, not eat. They're around here somewhere. But yeah, I also went to a candy store last week, Bricktown in Oklahoma City. Got my kids a shirt from the candy store. Anyway, so I think what the coconut's doing is mixing with the mint and creating that kind of chalky flavor. But the mint is the star of that pairing, which is kind of cool because I expected there to be like a breath mint kind of mouthfeel where you get that sensation of mintiness. Whereas I think actually they just put mint leaves in here, and you're getting more of the flavor of the plant more than the sensation of mint, which is cool. So you got that. The pineapple is for sure what's overtaking everything else in the sour IPA. So you have that IPA, you have the sour, and the pineapple's the flavor. The other stuff, that mint chalk, that's background noise.
Totally forgot about the mint until you just mentioned it too.
Yeah.
The mint's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Leaves you clean. Always my candy store stop. I have to stock up on all the toxic waste candy.
Toxic waste. Oh, I never had that.
These are all my sours.
All right.
And for anyone, they're just right here. That wasn't pre-planned. I just keep them
pre-planned.
My girls come and take them too.
So I'm at a 4.5 on that beer. That is a phenomenal beer. Nightmare Brewing continues to impress. I think the Rice IPA we didn't score high, but I think we were impressed with the last 2 offerings we've had.
So the interesting thing, because I have again the stats, and I love that, and I love documenting the last beer that JT and I were the same score on. I'm going to try to refocus my camera. Was Nightmare Brewing.
No way.
Chelsea Grin, which was
Yeah, Chelsea Grin.
sour ale, and we were both needles buried at 5s on those.
Yeah,
That was the
that
last
was
time we had
awesome.
the same score on a beer.
Just tap your face, see if that fixes it. Are you on a touch screen
No,
or no? Oh, you're not. Okay.
just tap your. I'll do it. Hey,
If you were on a touch screen, that would have made sense.
I still need to see Romulus. I'm excited for that. The other camera will autofocus, so it's just because I brought the camera up.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I lose it
All
right there. There we go. Boom.
Boom. There it is. HD. All right. Our next beer is Maine Beer Company.
JT being bougie. Bougie JT.
That's not bougie.
Bougie.
Not bougie. Now, I did notice that at Arrow, so Maine, we'll talk about it. Let's open the beer first. There's a lot to talk about with this. So this is a stout aged on natural vanilla beans as opposed to non-natural vanilla beans.
Got a new opener. Oh, look at your
I like
opener.
it. Wisconsin.
Because I'm creative.
I'm going to use the Brew Crew podcast opener. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Just because I'm a man of my gimmicks. I bought like went to a Brewers game last week. Bought 2 additional koozies because again, you gotta have koozies for your beer.
Koozies.
And I argued with one guy because I was carrying a lot, and he saw that I was a veteran when he carded me, and he goes, and I'm not gonna dox him or anything. They allowed me to keep one of my cans closed so I could throw it in my pocket because
because you're a veteran.
And he goes, I shouldn't do this. I go, hey, that's fine. And he goes, just put it in your pocket. Just put it in your pocket.
You shouldn't do that, sir. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but
you should. I wish they did that more. Why? Well, I don't understand why they have to open it.
So because otherwise you could throw it. Yeah.
Come on.
I know, because I could just have a couple pieces of tape. Like I could seal that up, but I understand what they're doing.
Oh yeah, this has a distinct flavor. So when I went to Arrow, I looked at all the Maine beers, and I noticed something. All of the beers were turned so that the born-on date was showing. And I thought, that's weird that they're all turned the same way. And I realized as I looked through them that all of them were at or just reaching that mark. So on this one, it says 120 days, drink this beer fresh within 120 days of stamp. Many of their beers are 90 days. And so a lot of the beers at Arrow were like approaching that 90-day mark. So someone had turned them to look and then did not buy them.
That's 100% a customer that did that.
Oh, yeah, it's a customer. Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
And the one thing that I'm glad JT paired these beers together because their artwork, they use the same artist.
Mm-hmm.
Both Nightmare, both no, because the artwork is so starkly different.
Hey,
for different reasons.
You could be the artist on this.
It's the two-tone, but too minimalist versus very busy. Do what's right, our story. But again, that is becoming much more prevalent, especially as people do beer mail and gifts wins the born on dating. And the interesting thing that we didn't say with Nightmare has it right on the can. Canned on, I noticed that when I looked. I'm going to screw it up. Canned on whatever 22. It's right on the bottom.
Oh yeah, 7/22/22.
Yep.
Damn, that's old.
So I knew that. I didn't know there was coconut in there, but I just happened to notice that. So I wanted to outshout that. And I didn't realize that about Maine, but every time that you see that twisted, it's not because a lot of beer stores will say, hey, this is aging or whatever. But that was somebody that came through. And because I don't think Maine makes anything cellarable, which makes me wonder now because your birthday beer, have you had your birthday beer because I got you.
I have not yet. I'm waiting on it. Yeah. That does make me wonder, but I also was going to then turn them all, but that's when I noticed they were all already turned. So yeah, it's definitely a customer who knew or who had saw what I saw and was like, oh, I can't buy this. It's like an expire soon. Now I could have bought the expiring soon ones, which this one I believe is probably, let's see, February. 24, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, we're about there. So tomorrow
Does it?
maybe would be 120 days.
Wow.
It's the 19th.
Does that
20th of
move
February. I don't think that's exact right.
as a beer connoisseur? Does that ruin or adjust your calculus? Because I have given you so many expired beers. We've had so many expired beers together.
Yeah,
And there's obviously ones that are
doesn't.
past their prime. I don't. Does
No.
it?
I would still
Yeah.
buy it if I liked what was in it. Now, I'll say that these ingredients aren't appealing enough for me to buy it expired. Like heavily expired, like months
Yeah.
and months and months late. But because these ingredients were interesting, I was willing to take the risk that it is reaching the end of its drink by fresh date. But no, I think beers that I have at home already, I'm fine with it. But I don't know that I'd buy a lot of beers that are expired already.
Again, there's a gimmick out there. Is my beer sellerable.com or whatever. It's just like win optimal freshness, and
yeah.
That's why I appreciate what Stone does, like enjoy by or enjoy after. Like I like that. Tell me what to do.
So Maine Brewing.
Maine beer.
Maine beer. We've talked about them before. These are like lawyers and stuff. 2008, I think they started brewing. I don't know when the brewery was established because I didn't read that far into their about me, but I know we have before.
Yeah.
Mean Old Tom, stout aged on natural vanilla beans. Do what's right. All right. Let's talk about this beer.
So Maine is one of those conversation starters in the craft beer world. You're entering the conversation at a higher up level because it's a sought after, and now it just seems like their distribution is increasing a little bit. Like their dinner or their meal series with breakfast, brunch, lunch is definitive. Those are like the benchmarks for each of those styles. This is like an expansion. They're getting a little bit more before, keep it simple, both in their artwork and in their ingredient list. Now we're getting a little bit because this has got the vanilla and natural vanilla beans as opposed to vanilla extract. So that just because if for the Chuggalos, vanilla is one of the most expensive ingredients out there, and it's like saffron and then vanilla. Because it doesn't grow in a lot of places. I can think of Madagascar almost exclusively. This is a lot better than what I expected because I just know them for their pale ales and their IPAs. The interesting thing is on today's podcast, we have, sorry, Stacey, a sour that comes in at 8.3 and a stout that comes in at a 6.5. It's like,
weird, right?
It's Freaky Friday around here. Like, it's just not what you would expect with those two role reversals. This is subtle. This is not meant to blast your palate or your senses away like some of the other beers that we seek. And the beauty of it is in its simplicity. I'm going to go because I just got below the elbow on this one. Off the top rope, I like how light it is. And vanilla should always be the hero in a beer that it's not incorporated into something else with. Off the top rope, I'm going to give this a 4.0.
All right. We're not going to be in the same score on this one. And that's cool. So the can art boner, really what we have here is a little face, and that's about it. And Mean Old Tom is written in a quickly written handwriting, kind of cursive. Yeah, I was 5 years old when my uncle came to paint our house in a tiny town of Louisiana, Missouri. Blah 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 blah, and he's mean, and they brewed this beer for him. And that's it. So Mean Old Tom sounds like an uncle. All right.
I thought it was a literary reference, but when you Google Mean Old Tom, it literally is just, it goes right to
the beer.
right to the beer.
Well, I'm guessing that they would have named it after his uncle, Uncle Tom, but you probably don't want to say that because then you Google it. You're going to first get to Huckleberry Finn, and then you'll get to a bunch of other stuff. This beer has a distinct, I don't know if it would be the malt profile or what, but the first memory I get of this beer is Skull chewing tobacco.
Wow.
It is like, so
That's
like
not a
my
household
dad,
chemical.
I don't dip, but my dad dipped for a long time. He might still dip. I have no idea. But I did try it once, and it had a distinct flavor and something I've never forgotten. And I tasted this beer first sip. I was like, "Whoa, Skull chewing tobacco, unfucking believable." And
I didn't know a bear could say. I didn't know a bear could say that word. A Bears fan could say SKOL. I didn't realize that. We're gonna just appeal to the Viking fans out there now.
Okay. Okay. Maybe
That's
I'm not getting the reference, but
that's their chant. SKOL. They say skull.
Oh, okay. Great. I don't pay a lot of attention to the Minnesota Vikings. I think that the Vikings think that the Bears and Packers care about them, but we don't. And I don't want to speak for Packers fans, but
I'm on the far side of the state. I'm a member of the Flying Vikings. They're just way more in my vernacular than.
Okay.
None of us care about the Lions.
We definitely don't care about the Lions either. Now, the Bears haven't been great, but doesn't mean we're thinking. It's like that scene in Mad Men when they're in the elevator. It's iconic. He said, the kid says something to Don Draper, and Don Draper says, "I don't even think about you." And it's like, whoa, like, holy shit, that's so profound. That's kind of how I am about the Minnesota Vikings. No offense, Chuggalos Phil. Even when the Bears play the Vikings, I'm not like thinking about it, like as if it's some rivalry or something. Anyway,
I like it. I like it. The Vikings just need the season to start because they're running out of players, so they might not even be able to man a full roster right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely saving all of my time on HBO so I could watch all of the Hard Knocks in one shot. That'll be fun.
That's going to be that's one sitting for you?
No, I'm just saying like in one trial, and then I'll cancel. I don't give a shit about HBO.
Oh,
I
see what
you're saying. Put out anything great. So I canceled HBO a while ago. And I'm gonna re-up it just for Hard Knocks for the trial.
I get what you're stepping in now.
All right. So the vanilla's there, but it's overtaken by the taste of the actual beer, the malt, that kind of roasted flavor that comes with the malt barley. I'm not sure. I'm trying to pick out the other elements of this beer. I feel like what I'm tasting is on the back of my palate at the end of the drink. There's a smooth, like stout flavor that if you remove the roasted, that burned flavor, not burned, but like roasted malt flavor, really what's there is that we've had a lot of beers that promise chocolate, milk chocolate or dark chocolate or whatever, and they fail. This one does not promise that, but that flavor, that I remember tasting some beers that say they're chocolatey, and it's like this, it just falls short. That's kind of what is left on the tongue at the end. It's just like wannabe chocolate stout. And I'm not faulting them for that because they did not promise chocolate. I just wish that I could taste more vanilla. I'm not getting it like you're getting it. I'm getting just all that malt flavor and that tobacco. I think tobacco is a profile flavor. I'm gonna look on Untapped after this and see if that's something other people have identified. Not a huge fan of this beer. Maybe 120 days isn't enough time. Maybe we need to give it more time. Or maybe we didn't drink it soon enough. I don't know. I'm at a. It's not a terrible beer. It's a fine beer. If you rebrand it as something else, for me, obviously you tasted the vanilla. If you rebranded it as like a tobacco beer, which I've not seen, I'd probably
Chaw spit.
I'd probably be like, yeah, you did it. You nailed that. It's still not my thing. I'm going to go with 3.0 on this beer. Drinkable, average, not my thing.
I've got a
Excuse me,
gimmick
sorry.
beer for you. I mean,
All right.
yesterday's, I mean, obviously not right now, but I didn't discover it until after I got back, and I'm excited because it's two things that shouldn't work. And I didn't realize, because I don't look at cans too much before, but I picked it up, and I'm just excited. And I know I it's not good material. I might make it JT's preamble beer next week and just be like, crack this live on camera, because I've already had it, so it would be unfair for me to grade it, but it might be your preamble beer because I'm super excited for it. I've got so many like just gimmicked beer like that. That's why, like, last week was, the pickle and the jet ski, and I've got so many just Wisconsin centric beers for next week. But there's one I'm just, because I've already had it. Sorry, Stacy, but if you've got another Bamari haunted graffiti, I'll trade you.
Okay. I'll check. Haunted graffiti. When did we do that one?
You did that. That was the one you went grade during your solo show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
That's how I found out they were closed, because they cracked a keg at King's Table, and it wasn't. And Tam Tots goes, it's not open anymore.
Oh shit. Yeah, it was bad.
It was
bad.
You kept it. I would F this episode. I'm done. I started re-recording my when my intro isn't very good. I'll just
that makes sense. Yeah, when the intro is not good, I usually, there's been times I've done that, re-recorded. Usually I just go with it. If I'm fucking up, I'm fucking up. You get the real me. That's fine. When I'm on though. And I definitely wasn't on the last solo episode. I did try.
I thought you were. Like, it was a meaty episode. It wasn't like you're shorter, and people clamor for content. People want more of this. And we both stuck to just under a half hour. We're an episode without commercials. Yeah. And I think it was good when we have to generate like our own kind of Q&A session, and like what the haps or what the hops are. But that Bamari one, I was like, this is going to be great. Like,
yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Great in a bad way.
Yeah. But we got over it. Did another beer. That was good. Yeah. I appreciate you watching it.
I like, and Matt's going to teach. Oh yeah. So Chuggalos again. And now that JT's here, you're going to learn something from Matt. You're like, I was like, what the? Because I was thinking,
I said maybe.
I was like, that's what I was doing my prep, listening to it, and I was doing my beer research and everything. Because again, I love bringing the screens up or whatever. One day I'll be able to master sound effects and bringing up screens. But again, I almost did a live YouTube. I had a couple of people that would have watched. I was like, hey, and then I just went and drank with them afterwards. But
cool.
Yeah, I thought that would have been good live. But what other thoughts? What do you got? What do you got brewing?
I got to say I was disappointed in Oklahoma City. Obviously, Prairie is a beer there, and Prairie is available throughout Oklahoma City at different places on tap. And every time I had a Prairie beer, I loved it. However, the majority of the breweries that we visited, one in particular, Bricktown Brewing Company, I would classify that more as a restaurant than a brewery.
Yeah.
I felt I was disappointed by the number of beers that they had available from the brewery. They had a decent amount of beers available. I was disappointed in the beers that were available. Although I did get a blueberry ale, some sort of blueberry, and there were blueberries in it, which was like a really nice touch for being in person.
That's a choice for sure.
And getting that beer, because I thought I was just going to get the beer, and the blueberries were good. They were fresh. They were, they had that nice crispy pop to them that a fresh blueberry has. It's not mushy and gross. So that was refreshing. But I thought overall that they could have done better with the in-person breweries. But Prairie, obviously, I had a Prairie the first day I was there on tap, and it was amazing. It was so good.
Was it their bomb series? What do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I'll have to
Is
look.
that the one you checked into? You're like,
that's
oh,
the one I checked in that I didn't
Okay.
want to forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that I was a little disappointed in Oklahoma City. Now, everything I did was in walking distance from Bricktown. So if it was further than that, well, I didn't visit.
It's good to have that confined, but when we've talked about this, like outside of Prairie, Oklahoma is a rather forgettable beer state.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to come to, oh, you need to go to Enid and, go to,
Right.
Bob's Brewery. And I apologize. I'm not trying to ostracize people, but
You're good.
For every 10 breweries that we could come up with in Ohio that have a far better or Wisconsin or Michigan or Oregon or other places that we've never lived, but you have maybe 2 or 3 in Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
Come at me. It will be Matt at Brew Crew Podcast. Just at me. I don't care. I'll defend it. I'll defend it too. You're gonna probably tell me that in Ecuador, Uruguayan, brewery is gonna be better. But we all
might
know.
be. Vape Tricks was the beer I had, which I thought was a cool name. Vape Tricks, because people who like make tricks out of the vape smoke, which is kind of funny. It was a good beer. I gave it a 4 or 5. Yeah, I wanted to remember it, so I checked it in. It was awesome.
There's it's just funny you say vape tricks. Like it's very close to. It's very close. It's in the same synergy of the beer that I'm going to tee JT off with next week. I'm just gonna preamble that a little bit. I'm super excited for that.
I'm excited.
I like gimmicks. I'm big on gimmicks, and this is an amazing gimmick.
Gimmicks make for good conversation, I believe. I'm big on gimmicks.
You should do a short. The jet ski one, whatever. You should do a short on that pickle beer.
Okay. This one. Nice.
It's hilarious.
I was gonna use it as my starter beer, but I didn't have a starter beer.
One of my favorite Wisconsin breweries, based on suggestions and everything. So, but definitely Chuggalo Ryan tipping me off, and their sour program is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll check it out. I know we've had all the fam on before, right? Yeah, I listened to the episode. I don't remember if you said whether we had.
Which is a play on elephants. Look at that. We're an elephant-centric beer podcast, and you guys said we couldn't do it.
You said we couldn't do it.
You said that we couldn't do it.
Oh, that word's got to mean something, right?
What's that?
It is. Elephant is Anglo-Norman Middle English for ivory. Yeah, so it is. It's like that. Ivory elephant, music horn of ivory. So there it is. It means something. Everything means something.
Everything means something. That's probably a good episode.
There's your episode title.
Yeah,
there's your episode title.
That's how organic we are.
Yep, that's episode 292. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, sir.
All right, that's episode 292. You saw it, you lived it, you heard it, experienced it in real life. That's it. Let me make sure I have that stop record handy. Bye.